Yo guys, welcome back to Social Slugfest, and we had Misfits X the Zone Series 2 this weekend, so I thought I'd jump on here, give a little bit of a reaction to all the fights on there. It's going to be a super quick one. I'm not going to spend more than like a minute on each of the fights, and I'm just going to dive into them, tell you guys what I thought about them, and also maybe what's next for each of the fighters. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to start with the main event, and that was Swingler versus Cherdleys. I uploaded a video on my channel about that during the week, and there was a lot of excitement and buzz around it, which was great. And I think Jay's performance kind of delivered what we were expecting. He looked very calm in there, he looked quick and he looked composed, which was really, really good. He's done a breakdown on his channel, so yeah, go check that out. But I think there was some really good intelligence shown in the ring by Jay. You can see that he's come on leaps and bounds since the Gib fight. There's a sequence in there where he throws a really nice left hook to the body, which obviously makes Cherdleys start thinking about those body shots, and then he goes upstairs and sits him down with a jab.
So I was meant to go bang then. There we go. But I got it. That hurt him. Because of that body shot, he dropped his hands. Body shot. Drops his hands down. It hurt him. Yeah.
And yeah, he basically ran through Cherdleys. It was kind of what I was expecting, unless some crazy surprise performance like came from Cherdleys, which I just didn't think it was going to happen. He was very entertaining throughout the fight week, but yeah, it was a mismatch in the ring on the night. In terms of Jay's next opponents, there's plenty out there. There's Slim, there's King Kenny, there's the Gib fight down the road. So yeah, loads of exciting fights for Jay, and I think he looks really, really good now. I think he looks powerful and quick. He's going to be a real problem in the YouTube boxing scene. Moving on to the co-main event. This was the one that everyone was excited for, the real bad blood between Slim and Ryan Taylor, and the fight lived up to expectations. If you want to see probably the most exciting round in YouTube boxing history, I would say go and watch round 2 of that fight. It was absolutely incredible. I think Slim was obviously going in there for the knockout, and he threw some absolutely massive shots. He landed on Ryan, and those shots would have put down the majority of YouTube boxers. But Ryan is a tough guy, man, and I think he got a lot of credit for this at the end of the fight. He showed a lot of heart, a lot of resilience in that fight to last those 4 rounds, because he ate some absolutely huge shots. One thing I did really like about Ryan's performance was his guard. I think a lot of YouTube boxers come into the scene and try to imitate professional boxers, having their hands low and stuff, but he had a really nice high guard, and he actually absorbed a lot of looping punches from Slim, which started to exhaust Slim in that second round, and that's when Ryan started pushing the pace and actually getting some shots off of his own. Very, very good fight. I really enjoyed that one. Obviously Slim won each of the rounds, but it was competitive at points in there. And it wasn't what I expected. I thought he was going to be like a quick knockout really, but yeah, fair play to Ryan Taylor. The next fight, JMX versus Ginty. Ginty? Oh, I can't remember how to pronounce it, man, but yeah, that fight was a lot harder than JMX would have been expecting. He definitely had some ring rust in there, and I think he's obviously confessed that himself. It should be expected. He hasn't been in the boxing ring for a long time. I think Ginty was a lot tougher than JMX was expecting. The guy took some big shots early on, and he even dropped JMX. Whether he was off balance or not, that's still a knockdown at the end of the day, and he still landed a left, I think it was a left hook. He sent him backwards with. So yeah, fair play to him. He really gave a good account of himself, and I'm sure that Misfits could potentially get him on future events as well, because yeah, he looked good in there. The next fight, oh crikey, it was Astrid Wett versus Keeley, and it was very one-sided. Like, we've seen Astrid Wett on the pads beforehand, and I didn't think she looked impressive at all. I think she looked like she was lacking a lot of power. But one thing that she did have in there was some technique. Like, she knew how to throw a jab, and she even threw a couple of 1-2s as well, whereas Keeley had like no technique whatsoever. Obviously there's been a difference in the amount they've trained, but she didn't want to be in there. You could tell, like, obviously she's probably secured a little bag, but yeah, it was a lackluster performance to say the least. I think the fight to make is obviously Astrid, Wett and Albrook, the one that was supposed to happen a while back on Kingpin. I think Misfits will probably go down that route and make that fight, which will be more interesting than this one. What else did we... Okay, so the next fight we had Anthony Taylor versus Ashley Rak-Su, and this was mad because both of them come to the center of the ring. Ashley throws a right hand, boom, slips. Anthony Taylor cracks him and drops him straight away, like with the first punch of the fight. And from there, I just thought, Christ, this is going to be a quick night for Anthony Taylor. But fair play to Ashley because he hung in there. He stuck in there as well. And he made it tough. He made it tough for Anthony Taylor. But there was a difference in class. And it's what should be expected, really, because the guy is obviously fought on MMA promotions like Bellator. He's fought pro boxers like Tommy Fury and obviously lasted the full amount of rounds. He can obviously handle himself. So for me, it was kind of what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting an upset from Ashley, but the way Anthony Taylor come out in that first round was incredible, and I look forward to seeing him fight Jack Fincham in November, because I think Jack was looking to go pro, so it might be a more even fight there. So yeah, that'll be exciting. And the first fight of the night, I'd probably say this and Astrid Wett fight was probably like the least entertaining, simply because DTG shorts just kept falling down throughout the whole fight. Like, I don't know who sold him them shorts, but big man, you need to get a refund, because they should have stayed up and the ref was having to pull them up, his corner was having to pull them up. But Halal Ham looked shocked by the decision, but I don't know if he watches that fight back, I don't know if he would be so shocked, because for me, the first round was really the round that was in contention. I think Halal Ham won the second round. I think obviously DTG clearly won the third round, but it was down to that first round, and I think Halal Ham did land the cleaner shots. Every time DTG was coming in, he was being aggressive, which is obviously good, but he wasn't really landing cleanly, and anytime he would, Halal Ham would counter with like a flurry of punches. So I think that might have swayed the decision of the judges in the first round. But yeah, it was a bit of a lackluster fight, but fair play to Halal Ham. Obviously he's been through a lot of crap. Fair play to DTG as well, because he hasn't obviously trained for very long. Both of them got in there and they tried their best at the end of the day. But that's it for a breakdown of the card. I thought it was very, very exciting. I look forward to Misfits 3. We've obviously got King Kenny on there versus DK Money, and we've got Hasim Rahman Jr. versus Vitor Belfort. And I think they will be announcing JJ's next fight in January as well, which is obviously exciting. I think everyone's waiting to kind of hear what the next step is to get him to Jake Paul eventually next year. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Click that button, subscribe, guys, come on, because I bring you all these YouTube boxing events. I'll bring you the previews, I'll bring you the breakdowns, I'll bring you the reactions. Hit the like button, because obviously it helps my video get watched a lot more. And yeah, that's it. Keep supporting the channel. Peace.